4 years, the Kardashian name has been synonymous with excess, luxury lifestyles, non-stop publicity, and a culture built around indulgence. But recently, Kourtney Kardashian shared something deeply personal that shifted the narrative entirely. In a quiet yet powerful revelation, Kourtney disclosed that she is now 3 years sober. No dramatic press conference. No viral controversy. Just honesty. Her admission sparked conversations about health, self-awareness, and what sobriety truly means, especially for someone raised under constant public scrutiny. Today's video explores Kourtney Kardashian's sobriety journey, what led her to step away from alcohol, how it changed her life, and why her story resonates far beyond celebrity culture. This is not just about quitting drinking. It's about reclaiming control, redefining wellness, and choosing peace over pressure. Kourtney Kardashian's evolution over the years. Kourtney Kardashian has always stood apart from her famous family. While Kim chased superstardom and Kylie built an empire, Kourtney often appeared more reserved, more grounded, and at times visibly uncomfortable with the chaos of fame. Early seasons of Keeping Up with the Kardashians showed her embracing nightlife, social drinking, and the Hollywood party lifestyle, almost as a requirement of the world she lived in. But as the years passed, viewers noticed a shift. Kourtney became increasingly vocal about boundaries, mental health, and personal values. She questioned filming schedules, distanced herself from unnecessary drama, and began prioritizing her well-being, often clashing with her family in the process. What once looked like detachment was actually transformation. The moment she chose sobriety. Kourtney's sobriety didn't come from scandal or crisis. There was no public meltdown, no legal trouble, no intervention. Instead, it came from self-awareness. She has openly discussed how alcohol no longer aligned with the person she was becoming. What once felt social began to feel draining. What once felt celebratory began to feel disruptive. Kourtney realized that alcohol wasn't enhancing her life, it was dulling it. 3 years ago, she made the decision to step away quietly without announcing it to the world. At the time, she wasn't seeking applause. She was seeking clarity. Sobriety without labels. One of the most important aspects of Kourtney's journey is how she frames sobriety. She does not label herself as an addict. She does not speak from a place of shame. She does not position sobriety as punishment. Instead, she describes it as alignment. Kourtney has emphasized that sobriety doesn't have to follow a single narrative. For some, it's recovery. For others, it's prevention. And for many, it's simply a conscious lifestyle choice. Her story challenges the idea that you must hit rock bottom before choosing change. Sometimes listening to your body is reason enough. Health, wellness, and a new relationship with herself. Sobriety became a cornerstone of Kourtney's larger wellness transformation, acting as the foundation that elevated every other aspect of her lifestyle. Through her wellness brand, Push, she has long advocated for holistic health practices such as clean eating, hormone balance, mindfulness, and intentional self-care. However, stepping away from alcohol allowed those principles to take on deeper meaning rather than remaining surface-level routines. Kourtney has openly shared how sobriety improved her sleep quality, giving her more consistent energy throughout the day and reducing physical stress on her body. Mentally, she experienced clearer thinking, sharper focus, and a greater sense of emotional stability. Moments that once felt overwhelming became easier to process with patience and clarity. As a mother, sobriety strengthened her presence, allowing her to be more attentive, emotionally available, and grounded with her children. Perhaps most importantly, removing alcohol helped Kourtney reconnect with her intuition, the inner voice she admits she often ignored in the past. Sobriety gave her space to listen, trust herself, and make choices rooted in alignment rather than habit or external pressure. Navigating sobriety in a party-driven culture. Choosing sobriety in Hollywood is not easy. Industry events revolve around champagne. Celebrations are fueled by cocktails. Social pressure is constant. For someone like Kourtney Kardashian, whose entire brand exists under a spotlight, the decision required confidence and boundaries. She has shared that sobriety changed how she socialized, how she showed up to events, and how she protected her energy. Some friendships shifted. Some environments no longer felt safe. But instead of seeing that as loss, Kourtney saw it as clarity. Not everything deserves access to your life. Marriage, motherhood, and emotional stability. Kourtney's sobriety also played a role in her relationship with Travis Barker. Their connection has been described as intense, emotional, and deeply affectionate. Sobriety allowed Kourtney to experience love without emotional numbness, fully present, fully vulnerable. As a mother, sobriety sharpened her sense of responsibility and patience. She has spoken about wanting to model healthy coping mechanisms for her children and create an environment rooted in honesty and stability. Sobriety wasn't about restriction. It was about intention. Why her revelation matters. When Kourtney finally shared that she had been sober for 3 years, the reaction was immediate. Fans praised her honesty. Others expressed surprise. Many said they felt seen. Her story matters because it normalizes a choice that is often misunderstood. It proves that sobriety is not weakness, it's strength. Especially in a culture that glamorizes excess. Kourtney didn't quit alcohol because she had to. She quit because she wanted more from life. That distinction changes everything. Breaking the stigma around sobriety. For decades, sobriety has been framed as a response to failure. Kourtney's story reframes it as self-respect. She reminds people that you don't owe anyone an explanation for prioritizing your health. You don't need permission to change. And you don't need to announce your healing to validate it. Sometimes, the most powerful transformations happen quietly. Public reaction and cultural impact. Kourtney's revelation quickly sparked a wider conversation around sober curiosity, a growing movement centered on re-examining one's relationship with alcohol without guilt, pressure, or labels. Rather than framing sobriety as a response to crisis, her honesty presented it as a conscious, empowering choice. Because her influence reaches millions across different age groups and lifestyles, even a simple admission carried cultural weight. It subtly challenged the idea that alcohol is a necessary part of socializing, celebration, or relaxation. By speaking openly, Kourtney encouraged others to pause and reflect, asking themselves questions many people avoid. Is this truly serving me? Is this aligned with who I want to become? Am I making this choice intentionally, or simply following routine and social expectation? Those questions resonated deeply, especially in a culture where drinking is often normalized and rarely questioned. In that sense, her sobriety became bigger than her personal journey. It turned into a mirror for others, offering permission to explore clarity, balance, and self-awareness without shame, proving that choosing sobriety can be an act of self-respect, not restriction. A different kind of Kardashian legacy. For years, critics dismissed Kourtney as disengaged or difficult. Now, it's clear she was evolving ahead of her time. Her sobriety reflects maturity, boundaries, and emotional intelligence, qualities not always rewarded in celebrity culture. Yet, they may be the most valuable traits of all. She didn't chase approval. She chose peace. Kourtney Kardashian's sobriety isn't a headline, it's a statement. A statement that healing doesn't need drama. That growth doesn't need validation. And that choosing yourself is always worth it. 3 years sober, Kourtney represents a quieter kind of strength, one rooted in self-awareness, balance, and courage. Her journey reminds us that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is step away, listen inward, and rebuild your life on your own terms. What do you think about Kourtney Kardashian's sobriety journey? Does her story change how you view wellness in the spotlight? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this story meaningful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more in-depth conversations about culture, growth, and transformation. Thanks for watching.